What is up, guys? TensizMan here, bringing another battle, and this is an NU game that I had a part of a tournament, and this is the second run. But I posted, I think, the first battle of this tournament a while back. I don't remember which battle it was, but here we have NU, and he's got a pretty scary team. He's got Gorbis and two Prankster users, Slacking, and I'm like, well, shoot. But I have a Prankster user of my own in the form of Liepard, excuse me, and I decided to lead with that just because it's probably my best bet to use against those fellow pranksters. So, without further ado, let's get this battle started. And I really don't know what he's going to lead with. It doesn't look like he has any, hazard users on his team, which really kind of threw me off just because, hazards are such a vital point of the game. So, but he surprised me and actually leads off with his Slacking first off. I am very scared of this thing, but luckily I'm a Liepard and I have sub, and it's priority. I naturally outspeed Slacking anyway. But he's going to go straight for the Banded Giga Impact. I'm safe to assume this thing is banded. And, of course, Liepard's going to take that like a boss because it's behind a sub. So, but now I figured he's probably, actually, he's forced to, that's right, Giga Impact prevents you from switching out next turn, which is why return is sometimes preferred. But it gives me a free opportunity to go for the nasty plot. And, so yeah, Liepard is already set up to +2, but he makes a good play here. I really should have predicted this. He goes into his Volbeat as I try to sub up again, which was a pretty careless play on my part for completely forgetting that Volbeat is rather known for its Prankster Encore, which is a problem for me just because I don't want to be locked in the substitute. So I'm pretty much forced to switch out. I'm going to go into my Emboar. Because Emboar pretty much completely threatens this thing and stuff like that. So he tries to, like I predicted, tries to go for the Encore, but it fails because I bring out my Banded Emboar. And now he's throwing gimmicks at me. He unleashes Swagger, and I'm like, well, seriously, screw you. I cannot believe we're doing these gimmicks, but it's whatever. And I think on this turn, I'm predicting the Gorbis to come in, but it doesn't matter here because I hit myself. That's going to do a shit ton to me just because I'm banded and I'm +2 now, so... or technically +3, and now he's going to set up a free substitute, and there's nothing really I can do about it. So, but regardless, I'm going to go for the Wild Charge, predicting it's Gorbis to come in. I guess he wanted to see what I lucked myself into, and that is the Wild Charge, which isn't too big of a deal, I suppose, but, I could have lucked myself into a better move. And to be honest, I probably should have taken better care of my Emboar, just because, Emboar is such a freaking big threat in NU. It just has so much power and stuff, but he's going to keep swaggering me rather pointlessly because it stuffs. But, yeah, I'm a confused Emboar, and whenever I hit myself, I'm going to do a crap ton because I am, at +5. I'm going to hit myself again. And, yeah, I'm practically dead. So, that kind of sucks. I really have no reason to keep Emboar alive right now. I don't care if rocks aren't up. I'm slow. There's nothing I can really outspeed. So... Emboar's pretty much useless. I hope I can show my best bet is trying to get this thing, at least break the substitute. But no, the game's going to be a bastard and knock me off my Emboar. So, fuck you, game. That's pretty much how I felt at this point. I'm like, well, this is going off ridiculously well. So, Volbeat is a massive troll, and I hate it. Swagger is one of the biggest gimmicks I've ever seen in my life. I hate Swagger a lot. It's ridiculous. It's gimmicky, and it's annoying. But here I bring up my Scarf Electabuzz. He misses his Swagger. That's justice for you. And I'm going to break his substitute of a Volt Switch, which is great. And now I can bring in something that can potentially threaten him out. But I get a useless crit. I'm pretty sure Volt Switch would have broken his substitute regardless. But going to switch out. I believe I go into my Samurott here, because Samurott can do stuff and, stuffs. So I'll come with my Samurott, and, yeah, leftovers. But I will warn you guys, this is a rather long battle just because of all these prankster stuffs. But since it's a tournament battle, I decided to upload it. And, I knew he'd sub because he probably predicts my Swords Dance, so I'm just going to go for the Waterfall just to break his subs whenever I can. Probably my best line of approach here is to do just that. So, breaking his sub, and, yeah. Volbeat, you are a massive troll because all you do is sub and do stuff. But he's going to withdraw here because he doesn't want to take a Waterfall. He goes into his Lapras, which is a pretty good play, I suppose. But and obviously he's got the Water Absorb. Doesn't really matter just because he doesn't have any he hasn't lost any health. And regardless, I'm going to switch out myself, and I'm going to go into my Misdreavus just because he could probably take whatever he wants to throw at me. And he goes for the Roar, and I'm just like, well, I guess you predicted me as SD, but what's the point? Because you don't have any hazards, so whatever. But I'm just going to go for the Mega Horn, predicting him to try to Roar again. And it does a decent chunk, I guess, for an unboosted hit. But then he pulls the Thunderbolt, and I'm like, really? Are you freaking kidding me? That's garbage. Ugh, but whatever. And I take a really nasty chunk from that. I think he got a crit. Yeah, he did. And I'm like, game, you are really trolling me right now. Screw you. I can't believe you're doing this, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I was getting really mad at this point, and Hacks is just bullshit. I'm so sick and tired of Hacks, but yeah, Samurot's pretty much useless. I really have no business keeping it alive, so might as well throw another Mega Horn and Pell all the Pokemon. But he's just gonna predict my switch and Roar again. But don't switch, and now I'm going out to my Electabuzz, and Electabuzz really friends a big portion of his team. I can check pretty much anything that he does. And Electabuzz, he has a Gorbis. Now, just so you guys know, Scarf Electabuzz is probably the only reason I Scarf it is exactly because of Gorbis. Even after a Shell Smash, a Gorbis cannot outspeed a Scarf Electabuzz, which is amazing, which is why I have one. And yeah, stuffs. But he switches out his Lapras to preserve it as I Volt Switch on the Volbeat, and which is fine by me. I don't really care. And I'm going to go into my Probopass because now I can try to like do some setup stuff, I suppose. Even though he could, he could have Encore. I don't think I'd do that just yet. He's going to try to sub again, and he does, which I don't care. So I predict the substitute. Just going to go for the Power Gem because it will break his sub easily because its stab's super effective, and et cetera, et cetera. So yeah, stuffs. And break the sub. Get out of here. Useless crit is useless. And yeah, so sorry, this narration's kind of subpar, but whatever. And yeah. But here I actually predict his switch, which is a really nice play on my part. He's going to go into his Gorbis thinking, Probopass pretty much is complete setup fodder. But I'm going to say, screw you, I'm going to Volt Switch here because I'm a boss and I don't mess around. So I predict the switch, go for the Volt Switch, and it does a nice chunk to the Gorbis just because Gorbis is kind of frail, even though it does have okay special defense. But out comes the big threat in my Electabuzz. And, Electabuzz just pretty much is a manly man 3, I guess you could say. But he's going to withdraw his Gorbis, and he's going to go into his Volbeat. And pretty much, well, Volt Switch all the things, and his Volbeat's going to die with Volt Switch. So I don't have to deal with that pain in the butt anymore, which is great. And, yeah, Electabuzz, doing all the work, and bring up my Probopass, trying to get some rocks up. So out it goes, and he's going to bring out his Slacking, which is like, well, shoot. This kind of sucks. I don't really know what to do against this. I have Sturdy, but I don't want to, I don't want to take it. I don't want to break my Probopass just yet. So I bring up my Samurott as Death Fodder as he goes for the Earthquake. I probably could have gone to my Misdreavus, but I was kind of fearing the Shadow Claw in case he predicted that. But down goes my Samurott as Death Fodder. It was probably my best play. I really didn't want to, predict that or anything. But knowing that he's, stuck thanks to Tron, I'm going to bring out my Probopass again and try to T-Wave whatever comes in. Out comes his Murkrow, and I really don't care at this point if I T-Wave him. So get that T-Wave off, zip, and now you have a paralyzed Murkrow, which kind of it doesn't nullify his Prankster, but it'll guarantee that he won't be able to do his crazy shenanigans all the time. So right now he's going to go for the Perish Song. But Perish Song, you know what? Screw you. Volt Switch, all the things. So I'm going to go for that Volt Switch. Boom. And it's going to do a pretty decent chunks of that Murkrow, actually, for not being stab and all. But Murkrow, even with Eviolite, it is still rather frail. You either have to fully invest in one defense stat to be, for it to be useful in any sort at all. So here he gets fully paralyzed. Don't know what he was trying to do, but I'm just going to go for the Stab Thunderbolt, wanting to take this thing out, clean out right away. And, yeah, I didn't want to play in a game. So get out of here, Murkrow, you stink. And, yeah, stuffs. Murkrow dies. And I'm actually getting into a better position here because I've gotten rid of both his pesky Pranksters. And, yeah, but I still got to work on this pain in the butt Slacking. I virtually got to keep predicting and just play smart in order to, to not lose my Pokemon one by one. And now here he predicts my Misdreavus switch in, which sucks. I could have left my Probopass in, but I didn't want to risk it. I mean, even though I do have Sturdy, like I said, it's like, why? Why would I do that, But Here, I believe I go for the Pain Split as he switches. He goes into his Lapras, which is just like, whatever. Don't really care too much. Go for the Pain Split. I will get some HP back just because, you know, Lapras has a very large HP stat. So he's going to get some health back with his leftovers. I can tell by, you know, I can easily tell this is a more supportive Lapras, especially since the T-Bolt on Samurott didn't KO me even with a crit. So, but I want to get some residual damage on this Lapras. I'm just going to burn him as he just goes for the Ice Beam, which I really don't care for. It doesn't, you know, it doesn't knock me out or anything. So that's good. And yeah. So I think he switches out here just because he doesn't want. He knows Ice Beam will not kill Mr. unless he gets a crit. And out comes his Gorebyss. You know, I still have my Electabuzz to counter this thing, but I'm gonna go for the Shadow Ball. I don't know what he was predicting. And I'm actually going to score a crit on the Gorebyss. I have a feeling that mattered. It didn't matter too much in the long run, to be honest, but, you know, still. Crits are crits, and they're annoying, so, yeah. And here, I'm just going to pretty much leave in my Mr. Vicious Death Fodder just because, I could have anticipated the over-prediction, but I didn't want to do that, so this is the last thing I wanted to do. And he didn't want to over-predict either, so it's just a good, I guess, good double down all the way. Not a double down, but you get what I mean. So I'll cross my live heart again. I can pretty much set up with ease now just due to the fact that his Prankster uses are gone. So he's going to bring out his Lapras. And like a dumbass, I completely forgot this thing had Roar. And it's like, why did I forget? Why did I forget this thing had Roar? So, yeah, I feel like a dumbass because I tried setting up on this thing. And that was a mistake from the get-go. But, you know, having a free sub and stuff is nice, but I stupidly set up the nasty plot. I probably could have killed him straight away with the HP fighting, but, you know, that's not the case. So, Roar all the Pokemon, so get out of here, Livert. And I think, yeah, now he drags me into my Electabuzz again, his worst nightmare. I mean, I think I faced him before, and I used my Electabuzz against him. And, yeah, he was completely amazed that this thing could outspeed so much. And, yeah, Scarf Electabuzz is truly legitimate, so he's going to withdraw, not wanting to take a hit, and he's going to go into his Drifblim, and this thing actually scared me a bit. I really didn't know what type of Drifblim it was, and I just go for the Volt Switch. I think he predicted the Volt Switch because he knew a T-Bolt probably wouldn't kill me, but Volt Switch is going to do a very nice chunk to that Drifblim. Had I gone for the T-Bolt, it would have been in a much better position, but I really didn't have that chance. So, but now he's going to go into his, now I'm going to go into my Probopass as he starts to stockpile up. Now, this is concerning just because, you know, and stuff. So, you know, stockpile's very annoying, and I think he's at Acrobatics 1, if I'm not mistaken. Now, what I don't know is if these things carry Rest. That's what I was kind of fearing the entire, you know, longevity of this part. Yeah, I was really scared of that, him potentially unleashing a Rest. But, I'm just going to go for the Volt Switch here just because I want to do a little bit more damage. And I know my Electabuzz can probably kill it from that range with T-Bolt. So that's exactly what I proceed to do. Go into my Electabuzz. And I think he just tries to stockpile up again. So, and yeah, that's that. So he gets up to +2 in both his defenses. But still, Electabuzz, you know, it's strong. It's got a base, I think, 95 special attack, which isn't bad at all. Actually, I go for Volt Switch. I think I predicted the Slacking to come in here, but that's not the case. But I'm proving to be quite an annoyance with my 2 Volt Switchers right now, which are, you know, Electabuzz and Probopass doing a little bit of work here. So out comes my Probopass again. And I think he gets fully paralyzed here. And, yeah, he does. I don't know what he was trying to go for. I don't know if he was trying to see. That's what I was worried about, the Rest. And I don't know if he was trying to do that or just trying to go for the Flying Gem Acrobatics. But regardless, he now has a, you know, down goes his Drifblim to a Power Gem. So down goes that. And now he's going to bring out a Slacking. And I feel right now, since he just has this and his Lapras left, I'm pretty confident that I don't really mind Probopass taking a hit now. Because, like I said, I do have Sturdy on this thing. Magnapole seems rather kind of dumb on Probopass and NU just because there's really not many steel types to trap. And I just find Sturdy being more useful for a more utility poke. So, yeah, I'm going to get this thing paralyzed. And it's kind of funny because I actually never get up my rocks this game just because I really didn't have a chance to. And, you know, now that it's really late game, I just find it kind of pointless. So, now that he's all stuck and paralyzed, I can go for the Volt Switch here, leave Probopass and, you know, preserve my Probopass as useful death fodder later on if I need it. So going to switch out and go into my Liepard. And Liepard can take pretty nice advantage of slacking just because of the fact that it's got to continue to waste turns of Trant, and I can just sub up, no matter what he does. So he's going to switch out, go into his Lapras, and I believe I go for the sub here. I either sub or go for the Nasty Plot. I do sub. I probably could have Nasty Plotted there, but regardless, because this thing still has Roar. But judging from the burn damage, I was pretty sure that an HP Fighting would kill from that range, so that's what I'm going to proceed to do. And yeah, the burn puts him down to the red, and I'm fairly certain that a super effective Hidden Power Fighting will take him out from that low range. So I go for it, and boom, and that is a dead Lapras. So now all he has left is that slacking, and it's pretty much GG at this point, just because I'm gaining so much. I'm gaining a decent amount of HP back thanks to my lefties, which is why lefties is so useful for Liepard as opposed to Life Orb. I'm just going to set up a Nasty Plot just because I want to, and I really have no problem setting it up. As he just has to lock himself into a move and just go with it. And he just locks himself into Hammer Arm, which kind of surprised me. But, yeah. Breaks my substitute, don't really care. I mean, I don't have to set up a substitute for the rest of the match, because I know regardless of what move I use, I will be able to 2-hit KO him, which is a pretty good deal. And I wanted to see how much a +2 Hidden Power Fighting would do. So, go for it. And slacking, even though its special defense isn't that great, it has a very high HP stat. I think it's base 150. So I'm pretty certain he'll live, but not very well. And he lives with a very small smidgen. I was kind of figuring that was the case. So, yeah, my battery's getting a little low on my phone. I probably should charge it, but whatever. We're almost out of the battle anyway, so I'm just going to go for the Dark Pulse. And guys, that will be the game. Hope you guys enjoyed that battle. So yeah, I get a really useless crit. So I'm on to the next round. If it's a good battle, I'll probably save it and upload that too. So, but I move tomorrow, so we'll see what happens later on during the week. I hope to get maybe one battle up this week, but this will be the last battle for an unknown amount of time. But again, hope you guys enjoyed. Rate, comment, sub, and later, guys.